You're going to begin to hurt yourself, probably going to burn out, going to have no energy, and it's just going to get longer and you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off. And that's all because you confused frequency with consistency. Are we going to set a goal of reading an hour a day when we can't even bring ourselves to read for 5 minutes a day? Bro, you can't even do 5 minutes yet. How are you saying you're going to do an hour? It is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Build and set yourself up to be consistent. Process is the goal, not the end goal. I see so many people going wrong here and they don't praise themselves and make the process the goal, so then they fall off. Furthermore, a lot of us set goals which we have zero control over. You need to get used to doing these things, which is why you start with the small steps. To be consistent, you want to be able to do it for as long as possible. Yo, what's up, growth family? It's your Grandad AO, and the growth doesn't stop. By the end of this video, you will have 6 different tips that you can use to be more consistent in pursuing your goals for the second half of 2022. Tip number 1, know when you're doing what. What days of the week do you plan to work towards that goal, and what time during those days, whether it's different times for each day or the same time every day, do you plan to do it? When you know the exact day and the exact time you said you're going to complete something, you're far more likely to complete it because now you've set that time for that task. You haven't just set a vague idea saying, oh, I'm going to go to the gym today, or oh, I'm going to pick up my book and read today. Because when you do that, when you just set a vague time with nothing specific, all that happens is you keep procrastinating, you keep putting it off. But when you say at 7 o'clock, when I wake up, the first thing I'm going to do is pick up my book. The first thing I'm going to do is journal, then I'm going to meditate. You say one of those things, you're far more likely to do it. If you say, before I go to bed, I'm going to spend 10 minutes meditating, you're far more likely to do it, because when that time comes, when you are now in that place, you're going to say, oh, I said I'm going to meditate today. It's Monday. I'm going to meditate today. Tuesday. Oh, I don't have to meditate today. Wednesday. Oh, I said I'm going to meditate today. Let me meditate. Let me read. Let me go for that walk I said I'm going to go for. It eliminates all that procrastination because you have now set a time, a place, and thereby a deadline in which something needs to be complete. There's no wiggle room for you to procrastinate about it. Tip number 2, get a productivity planner. A productivity planner is going to allow you to set the time and the place. It's going to allow you to plan and schedule everything in. Furthermore, the reason why I specifically say get a productivity planner and not a whiteboard, because you'll be able to track your progress and then you can improve on that progress. With a productivity planner, you're able to write down the time and place you're going to do the things. You're going to write down the days in which you're going to do the task. With the days which you're going to meditate, you're going to read, you're going to go for the walk, you're going to go for the gym, you're going to spend an hour studying, revising, whatever it may be, working out. You're going to write all of that in there. When you write down your goals, you feel far more determined to make sure you achieve them. A productivity planner is going to allow you to picture your time better and thereby plan your time better, giving you that plan for consistency. Tip number 3, prepare for the bad days. We all know it's not always going to be an ideal situation for us to do the things which we want to do, for us to work towards our goals. We're not always going to be in the mood. We may not actually always have the time on Wednesday to read a book for 10 minutes. We may not actually have the time on Thursday to go to the gym, which is why you prepare for the bad days. One of the ways in which you can prepare for the bad days is by reducing the friction, so that when you're not emotionally or mentally prepared to go and do what needs to be done, there's not as much friction that's going to stop you from getting to the gym. There's not as much friction that's going to stop you from reading that book, because it's just natural, it's smooth, it's easy, and you're just going to be able to drag your feet, come as you are, and still be able to be consistent because you've reduced the friction. Reducing friction is so important. Seriously, guys, if you haven't checked out the episode about reducing friction, go and check out the episode. I'll link it in the description and have it at the end of this episode too if you're watching this on video. Another way in which you can prepare for the bad days is by creating momentum to push you through and get you over that hump, so that even though you skipped a session in the gym, for example, you're not losing gains, you're not falling behind. And the way in which you do that, you create that momentum, is by going that little bit further when you're in the gym. There was a time when I was reading 20 pages a day. I said, I'm going to read 20 pages a day every day for a week. And as good as that was, I knew that some days I may not be able to read 20 pages a day. When I was really in the mood, when I was really motivated, instead of just reading 20 and stopping myself at 20, I would read 25. I would read 30 pages, 40 pages sometimes, because I knew that that way, when the time came that I wasn't up to reading those 20 pages, when I didn't have the time to read a whole 20 pages, I'd already made up for it in advance. And then I'm not playing catch up for the next session, for the next time I go to read. Because what if that's another bad day? What if I'm really tight on time and I don't have time to read those 20 books? I don't have time to do all of those exercises in the gym. Well, it's a good thing I've already done chest earlier this week. Do you get what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Creating that momentum to push you through the bad days, to cover yourself so that the days that are bad, the days that aren't as good, you're still good. You're still able to get through it. You not showing up on that day doesn't affect you. That's why and how you prepare for the bad days. Tip number 4 for how you can be more consistent in the second half of 2022 in working towards your goals: make it a part of your routine. A perfect example of this is when I was in university and I knew that I had deadlines coming up. I knew I had to consistently work at that essay, consistently be in the library, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to go library on Sunday at 2 p.m. No, how about I go library straight away after university, because it's already part of my day. I'm already on campus. Let me go and study. It's natural for me to go from class to library. It's not natural for me to go from my home on a Sunday all the way into university to go and do work. It's not a part of my natural flow of the day. Just like reading books. If you want to read more books, leave your book on your bed and say, when I wake up, I'm going to read 10 pages. Before I go to bed, I'm going to read 10 pages. And then I'm going to meditate. If you want to make meditating a part of your routine. I'm pretty sure this comes under habit stacking. I'm going to get onto that another day. I'm still learning about it. But you attach it onto another habit that you already have, if that makes sense. So let's say you wanted to stretch more. You could just say, I'm going to stretch more. But habit stacking is the idea that, okay, I'm going to stretch more. How about I stretch while or just after I finish brushing my teeth? That way, you're now stretching at least 2 times a day, unless you brush your teeth more than that. But you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you're going to stretch. There you go. That's your morning stretches before you go to bed. You brush your teeth, then you're going to stretch. That's habit stacking, because brushing your teeth is probably, I hope, already a habit for you. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to add stretching after that. So after you brush your teeth, now every time you're going to start thinking, oh, I need to stretch. Oh, I need to stretch. And that's habit stacking in short. I'll probably do another video of this when I have more experience with this. When I was working, I used this tip to make sure I went gym consistently. Instead of coming home after work and then leaving my house to go back to gym, instead, I would make sure I went gym before work or after work on my way home. Or I'd go gym early in the morning because that's what I was used to before working. And then I would go into work. Going gym straight away after the work made sense, because that way I'm already on my way home. I might as well just take a longer way home going via the gym, instead of coming home, changing my stuff, getting into my clothes, deciding I want to eat, then I sit down on my sofa, sit down on my bed, just take a nap. I say, oh, I ain't going gym today, I'll go tomorrow. Then you just keep on doing the same thing, because I sat on that sofa, I've broken the habit. It's now I'm going out of my way to go gym, and no one wants to go out of their way. I'm not going to go out of my way. I might as well just go on the way home. It's so much easier like that. That's how we grow consistent. So let me know how you think you can implement this into your lives too. Tip number 5 of how you can grow more consistent in the second half of 2022 in working towards your goals is make the process the goal. When you make the process the goal, you're telling yourself to take smaller steps and praising yourself for taking the smaller steps instead of waiting for you to achieve the big milestone, the big goal, before you can praise yourself. If you say, oh, I want an amazing body, I'm going to bang gym and I'm going to have an amazing body this year. Yeah, that's cool. Like, good luck to you. But me, I just want to go gym 3 to 5 times a week. Maybe 6, but 3 to 5 times a week, and I'm happy. Why? Because making the process the goal, that means every time I go gym 3 to 5 maybe 6 times a week. My body's improving. I'm getting better. I'm not expecting and just waiting, not waiting for that time I look in the mirror and I say, wow, my body's amazing. No, I know it's the process. I know it's step by step. So as long as I go gym 3 to 6 times a week, I'm going to get there eventually. I'm not waiting and feeling disappointed every time I look in the mirror, because I understand that it's a process. Because I've made the process the goal. So as long as I can tick off and say, yep, I went gym today, look back at the end of the week and say, yep, I went gym 3 to 5 times a week this week, I'm doing amazing. Good job, Anthony. Good job, Grandad. Well done. I'm happy. Because now the process is the goal, not the end goal. Either way, I'm still going to achieve the end goal. And I actually believe that this one is probably the most important thing. I see so many people going wrong here. It's unbelievable how many people I see going wrong here when they set these big goals, but then they don't think about the process and they don't praise themselves and make the process the goal, so then they fall off. And then they just think that even though they fall off, they're still going to achieve that goal. How are you going to achieve the goal if you're not doing the process to get there? Furthermore, a lot of us set goals which we have zero control over. People say goals like, oh, I want to have 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers on TikTok. Okay, that's great, but there's no way for you to guarantee that. So how about you say, I'm going to post videos 7 times a week. Okay, break that down. Say, I'm going to post 1 video a day on TikTok, on social media, on YouTube or whatever. The process of obviously posting videos will hopefully lead to that outcome, yes. But you set that goal as the outcome, something you have zero control over, then what's going to happen when you don't achieve that goal? You're going to beat yourself up, you're going to feel bad, and then you're going to start feeling upset about things you have zero control over. I've done this before. It's terrible. It's completely backwards mindset. But then I had to really think to myself, why am I setting goals of things I have no control over? So how about, what's the controllable thing here? I know I can control the thing that is going to get me followers, yes, by putting out quality content, valuable content on a consistent basis. So I made that the goal and I'm so much happier. I'm not beating myself up and I'm far more consistent. My goal personally is to put out 3 to 4. Well, originally my goal was to put out 3 TikToks a day. Now it's gone up to 4, somewhat 5 TikToks a day, which is a bit more than what is actually possible for myself right now. However, I'm happy. If I can put out 4 TikToks a day, I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. And I know that eventually I'm going to get that follower account, hopefully, because I provided so much value and there's so much content there. Same with YouTube. I said, you know what? Rather than saying I'm going to post videos throughout the whole year, I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post 2 videos a week. How am I going to post 2 videos a week? I'm going to film 2 videos a week. Okay, how am I going to do that? Okay, what I'm going to do, the goal is to now plan at least 2 videos a week. As long as I plan and I film 2 videos a week, I know I'm going to get them edited. So I'm good to go. And whatever happens is just an effect, a follow-on effect of that, of the process. I'm telling you, yo, make the process the goal and not the end goal. Tip number 6, plan for sustainability and longevity with short steps. How are we going to set a goal of reading an hour a day when we can't even bring ourselves to read for 5 minutes a day? It's easier to set the goal as I'm going to read for 5 minutes a day and do that 7 days a week than to say I'm going to read for an hour a day. Bro, you can't even do 5 minutes yet. How are you saying you're going to do an hour? And that's just reading. People start saying, oh, I'm going to bang gym. I'm going to bang gym every day, 5 days a week. Bro, just get yourself there 3 times a week. Start with 3 times a week. You don't need to force yourself to go there more than that. If you go there more than that when you're brand new, you're going to get injured. You're going to burn out. You're going to hurt yourself. You need to get used to doing these things, which is why you start with the small steps. To be consistent, you want to be able to do it for as long as possible. Consistency is about pacing. It is a marathon, not a sprint. You don't want to burn out at the beginning when you've got all this to do yet. You've got all this distance to cover. Aim to be able to keep on going for as long as possible rather than just doing the most and burning out like every week. And this brings us to the Easter egg tip number 7. You lot know I love my Easter eggs. You better start listening to the end of the episode. Shout out to you lot, innit? Know the difference between frequency and consistency. Let's use gym as an example one more time. If you start trying to go gym 7 days a week, we know what's going to happen. You're going to begin to hurt yourself, probably going to burn out, going to have no energy, and it's just going to get longer and you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off. So lova. And that's all because you confused frequency with consistency. Just go 3 times a week. Even then, just maybe go 2 times a week and start going slowly, and you build yourself up. Build and set yourself up to be consistent. Pacing. Remember what I said about pacing. It is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not about doing the most at the start or doing the most all year round. Just pace yourself. Do the most that you can do consistently. Do that. That's all you have to do. Don't worry about frequency. You don't have to be going at it every day, yo. You don't have to be going at it every day. Just go at it consistently. 3 times a week, 4 times a week. The same with reading. You may not have to do it every day. Just start a couple times a week. If you want to be consistent in something, I always feel like 3 times a week is a perfect number to set, because if you don't follow through on Monday, you're going to follow through on Tuesday, you might not Wednesday, you got Thursday, then you got the weekend too. Like, there's enough time for you to fall off and then catch up. 4 times, you're pushing it a bit, because obviously now that's more than half the week, because obviously there's 7 days a week, that's not a perfect split. But 3 times, it's just under half a week. You can not do it some days and still catch up and complete your goal. You're going to feel good and motivated, and yet you're going to want to do more because it's only 3 times a week. And that's why I love doing things 3 times a week to be consistent, minimum. Try it. Let me know how you get on. Depending on when you're watching this video, we are nearly halfway through 2022. Approximately, there are only 6 months left. The new year is right around the corner. If you are somebody who is set on achieving their goals and knows they need to be more consistent, then I am asking you to click the link in the description so you can buy your productivity planner. Not only will you be way more disciplined, allowing you to become more consistent, you will also be one of the first people to join the accountability group which I am building, where we can help each other work towards our goals as a family that grows together, stays together. That's it for today, Growth Family. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that like button. If you're listening on podcast, leave this a 5-star review. I will really appreciate it. It will help me reach even more people. Lets me know this is an amazing video and you want more content like this. Thank you. I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you check out the episode about reducing friction.